It's rare that I give a crap to promote or critique a game, so you should regard this as my effort to bring about a better game that I love. I started in the first week when it came out in June 2018. I saw it in a PC Gamer article and someone in the gaming group mentioned it as well. As usual, I'm the only one to give it a chance and try it out, and I loved it. The original game was awesome on the Normandy map, and I played it alongside watching the Football World Cup wearing my England shorts on my character. That's what we loved about the game to begin with, the cool skins and character customization as well. I then got into other games and disappeared from Cuisine Royale. The game reappeared on my Steam as CRSED f.o.a.d. It's called Cursed really. I realised it was Cuisine Royale and I booted it up again and I loved it even more. It's not the opinion for everyone, but it has some very, very unique things I like, and they are instant spawn randomly on the map, jump traps, traps to ambush, rituals to change the style of play or influence the map. I'm impressed with the Chaos Games, if that's how you say it, and the amount of dedicated streamers that are still streaming for the amount of low players that there is. It's awesome. Changes and issues from my perspective as a player. The spawn needs to go back to the original way of randomized spawn. Why? Because it's basically guaranteed you a safe spawn, and you knew likely in the next village there was going to be someone to kill, so you got your stuff and you went for it. It was unique and never found a battle royale that's done this. Instant games kept me going for hours because it just recycled into the next one, no pissing around. And who else like hates waiting in the lobby to dive down and get murdered by someone who landed faster? It's just horrible. Modes. I want to mention solo, but I mean most people jump in to get their rewards and then they jump out. It's constantly flowing and it's got bots. It's kind of keeping the game alive and flowing. So I'll leave that alone. 5 man is too large for the low numbers of the game. It can take ages to find a 5 man game with other people. You die quickly, especially with the new spawn. Lower it to 4 man or at least 3 man. Special mode angers me the most. This is the most important thing for me right now to talk about. The devs keep recycling old, dead crap modes out of laziness. They seem to work on content that we don't ask for or don't know about for when they could just work on keeping the special mode updated regularly, like every week. Brawl mode was pretty similar to my suggestion. It's like a 20v20 where you don't really respawn and then you just jump off each other's traps or whatever. But they added in the respawn factor and first to 150 kills, fine. You had a mode with Leaning Tower of Pisa, that was a good laugh. Why don't they get a 20v20 with vehicles so we can actually have a huge vehicular warfare and battle across something like Normandy because they're pretty old school. Lots of explosive cannon fire from those trucks would be awesome. Another thing that needs to happen is allowing people in the community, like Latvian Outplay, one of my favourite streamers, to spend time customizing a mode that other people can play, and if it's good enough, it can make it into the 1 week special rotation. Game companies should pretty much be empowering people to create content, such as like Planet Side 2, where you can create skins, colours, camos, and you get a little bit of a reward from it for people who sort of buy it. But this is different. But we want to create something for ourselves because it doesn't feel like the devs are creating what we're sort of wanting and paying for. It makes complete sense. So coming from PlanetSide, my brain is always saying to me there's a new map needed, a new place to fight and conquer. Um, I also think some people don't like the map should be able to turn it off or on depending on what they want to play. Um, they have a European map, they have a Mexican map, and a Russian map. The next dynamic they could use, as they like temples, they clearly like temples, would be something like Bagan temples in Myanmar, Siem Reap Cambodia, or something from Thailand, which I've all personally been to myself. Absolutely beautiful. And there's one in New Delhi, which looks unreal to fight around. I like how this season is giving me better rewards than I've ever had after completing the usual 60. I mean, I'm sure they could make it better and generous at this point because they've sort of killed off the monetization part for leveling. Um, Also, the rewards involve skins. Why not let us buy them direct? This has been asked many times. I still probably would potentially put a bit of money into getting something that I want to buy. I already stupidly played the lottery. I cannot keep paying for randomized outcomes. There really needs to be an end of season tournament to just sort the men from the boys, see who's playing well, and keep track of it. You can look at the last season of squads, duos, and solos. Why not just put the tournament in so we know who's like regularly hitting amazing results? Um, I dedicated 2 sets of 2 hours for it when it happened. It was thrilling. This time, we would need like an admin to be around to kind of watch any reporting because the leaderboard did have a few teamers in it, and I made sure that I edited them out for the top 10 when they posted the leaderboard because that was a joke how they didn't edit them out. Coming back to cheating and teaming on like especially like looking on leaderboards, I've not seen it a whole lot myself, and I know people do see it more regularly. But there was a person that I reported a month before that was still with a friend in solo recently. They were jumping up and down together, and when they saw my car, because I was doing a car mission, they just opened fire, just BS. I mean, they give you a solo kill cam to follow these people that killed you. Uh, what's it for? Like, report. It's probably so we can get evidence and report them. But please act on it, devs. You have to act on it. Take it more seriously, because tournaments and people's games are ruined and they quit. And most people don't want to give feedback. I've learnt this in many games. They quit and move on. The devs need to use the YouTube channel a bit more occasionally to do like updates and vlogs because I've seen a few before and they're pretty good. Um, I just find they push a new change on us that no one's expected or talked about, and they freak some people out and they just like quit, or it just generally feels like it's getting worse. Promotion of the game as well. It's been terrible. Um, there's a streamer on recently with about 40,000 people watching, and all he was doing was going in with a basic character, no traps, hardly any game sense or training, just getting destroyed, especially with the new spawn system. I've checked out the stats on the numbers, and they this doesn't rise. If not, it goes down. Like the stream will log off, and everyone who stream snipes him logs off. But the next day, the number hasn't grown by like 1,000 new players. It's literally the same. No, it doesn't feel like anyone is joining the game. They're just leaving.